everybody, welcome to the Arizona Fire Service Pipe Band Drum Corps video series. Today we're going to talk about holding the sticks, how to put them into your hand. Just a couple things that I've learned over the years from some different people that made a difference for me and have helped a bunch of my students. So hopefully this will help you also. So here's where we'll start. Put your sticks down and just stand normal, right? Now you'll notice, looking at my hands, which direction are my palms? They're facing generally this way, right? They're not facing up that way. And then look at my thumb on the left hand in particular. It's pointing down and everything's nice and relaxed. My thumb isn't here, right? This hand isn't clenched. These fingers aren't doing this. I don't have pinkies sticking out, okay? So if we just relax and we stand just like this, then we can literally simply insert the stick into the hand. And all it takes is that. See, this is how my hand would normally be, just standing here, right? And all it takes is the sweat on your fingers, a little bit of oil there against the lacquer of the stick, and it isn't going anywhere. You're going to hang on to it, okay? So you don't need to worry about that. And then on this hand, you'll notice I'm about a good inch or so to the wrist, but you'll notice it's straight. It's not out here, right? So just like that, light and loose. And just like my hand right now has this nice opening here between the thumb and the finger, that needs to be retained when we're playing. So light and loose like that. On the other hand, for the left, very simply, it's just going to fit like that. And now my hand looks exactly the same. Thumb is pointing down, right? I'm not across. The fingers aren't flared out. It's just right there. And you got it. As far as the balance point, that's going to depend on the sticks you're using. Here's a shameless plug for the TG3s. If you've got that Tom and Gordon's logo just about outside your fingers, that's roughly about the balance point for that. I find with the KP2s, it's kind of the same thing. If you got that part of the printing outside of your fingers, the balance point is somewhere around there. So now I'm just standing normal. Again, look at my hands. They look, that's it. There's my hands, just like if I was just standing here talking to you, which I am. Anyway, so now all I need to do is bend my elbows and I'm in a playing position. You'll notice again which way are the palms facing. This one's facing in. The right hand, there's one change we're going to make. We are going to keep more, you want a flatter surface across here. There is the French grip that some people do. I don't recommend it. Personally, if you're doing that and it's really working for you, rock on. But to have this hand a little bit flatter. So that would be the only difference there, is that we're going to rotate that just slightly. And on the left, you'll find exactly the little bit of rotation that will work for you. But primarily we don't want the palm facing up. As we talked about earlier, your palms are generally facing this way. So if we come up and we do this, now a stick that's trying to travel here has to travel this way. Hope that makes sense. So on how to hold the sticks, just relax your hands straight down like that. Just set them right in, bend your arms, and now you're in place. You've got a nice opening here between your thumb and finger to allow the stick to travel as much as it possibly wants, or as much as you want it to. And we're simply pivoting on, for some people it's the forefinger. Myself, I kind of use both of those, the fore and middle finger to pivot against, right? But you'll notice you can see this stick here too. I'm not grabbing onto the stick. We don't want this closed down. We don't want to grab onto the stick. We don't want to be squeezing against the stick, okay? So it's just nice and light and easy, and it's traveling here, and again, it's traveling here, not out here. Because there again, if the stick is meant to go straight up and straight down onto the pad, and I come out here, now I've limited, there's only so much you can do. I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but you can see that it limits it compared to this. I can get past 90 degrees to drop that stick back down if I wanted to. So this is giving you the maximum amount of possibility and control. And then on the left, just a tiny little flick. Let's see if I can get that angle right. Just a tiny little flick of the wrist is all it takes. I don't need to roll my wrist over to strike the pad, for example. So I don't need to make some sort of harsh roll the wrist over, which is going to take everything out of position and then put it back into position, right? But from here, just a little flick of the wrist and you got everything you need, or dropping straight down for for the buzzes. And you'll notice, again, the thumb generally straight down the stick, not across it, which is something we do to try and control, to hold on to the stick. It'll stay there. It'll be just fine. They do migrate a tiny bit. Over time, you'll get used to making those little bit of adjustments, but the sticks will stay. And you see that thumb straight across. That allows for this stick to travel up as high as it wants. And all I've got is my thumb simply being there in its way without flexing a muscle. It's going to have to go back down. So try that. Put it in your left hand. See if you can copy what my hand looks like. All right, with that stick all the way up there, the thumb is relaxed. I'm not flexing any muscles on the left hand. I simply let go and it has to drop back down. That's what we're looking for when we're making our left-handed single strokes. Okay, so there's a little bit about how to properly hold the sticks, how to have them in your hand, how to allow them to work for you. One of the things we tend to do at the start is we tend to want to, like I say, control the sticks. We tend to want to grab onto them so they don't fall down. But I'll ask my amazing videographer and editor who's standing back here, Danny, what happens when someone in one of our lessons drops a stick? What do? We clap, exactly. We applaud them because it means you're not holding the sticks too hard. All right? So a little bit about holding the sticks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. Share this with anyone you think might also enjoy it. Thanks very much and have a great day.